It may all be a moot point anyway. Opposition by First Nations in British Columbia could stop that pipeline at the border. Many people are appalled that BC's position on Northern Gateway is based on money and not on the environmental risks. But the Premier has latched onto an issue that may win her some much-needed support at home. It could also cost her credibility across the country. CTV's Stephanie Sherlock has that part of the story.
She has drawn a line in the oil sand.
Until we see some progress in the discussions between British Columbia, Alberta and the federal government with respect to the Gateway pipeline through British Columbia, we will not be participating in a discussion of a national energy strategy.
The tough talk at the Premier's conference has introduced Canada to salmon country.
Premier Christy Clark saying the price isn't right, that BC deserves a bigger slice of the pipeline pie.
I think actually the BC government took this position hoping to get to the negotiating table and not in order to shut down the pipeline altogether.
A Gateway pipeline is a tough sell here, and she knows it.
The Gateway pipeline as proposed is not a popular project in British Columbia.
I think it would be unfortunate if we had a pipeline running through BC. Environmentally, I think it could be a real disaster.
And some feel she's attempting to shift the focus.
She's right to identify the grave risk of oil spills, but she's wrong to suggest that we would ever be willing to accept that risk for a price.
I think that the disadvantages, the potential disadvantages to the environment are much greater than the potential advantages to our economy.
And her resistance to a national energy strategy until and unless she gets what she wants could strain provincial and national relations.
But there's no question that taking a stance against quick solutions for the oil patch costs some credibility on the national level.
And here at home, too.
Well, I think it's unfortunate that Premier Clark thinks that the problem is that BC isn't getting enough revenue. It seems that she's already made her choice.
While in Alberta, support for the pipeline reigns.
I think it's beneficial for Canada as a whole, if not Alberta, for the most part. We need it.
What's good for Alberta is good for Canada. And whether it's BC, Alberta, Ontario, Saskatchewan, we're all benefiting. So why wouldn't you support each other?
Stephanie Sherlock joins us now with more. Really a tale of two provinces. Stephanie, the National Energy Board is holding hearings on this. Cancelled in Calgary because only 15 people wanted to speak to it. Similar story in Edmonton, but not here in British Columbia.
No, Hudson, it's a completely different story here. In contrast, there are already 4,000 people registered to give oral statements before the review panel here. The panel comes to Victoria in early January, and it's here for a week. And you can still register to speak. If you are interested in doing that, go to the National Energy Board website for details.
All right, Stephanie Sherlock reporting. Stephanie, thank you.
You're welcome.